Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, Not that anybody needs to know. I guess I'm just journaling or something. But I just wanted to say that the reason that I'm not going to be here anymore is because Jeremy and I got into a fight. And he tried to tell me what to do with my son. And I didn't like it. So that's why I am. There's a lot of things that Jeremy and I don't agree on. And he doesn't believe that anybody's doing this to me. He thinks it's all in my head. And whenever I was sitting on the bed last night, I could literally see the muscles in my leg moving. And if that isn't proof that there's something inside my body, then I have no idea how to prove this to anybody, that I feel stuff on the inside of my body. And I've tried to figure out who's doing this to me, and I've been told that angels are doing it. I've been told that the demons are doing it. I've been told that the devil's doing it. Uh, I have no idea anymore. All I know is that I don't want to feel anything on the inside of my body anymore. And it's been 10 years. And I know that nobody cares. And that's how I feel. I feel like nobody cares. And it's either that or it's dead people. I know I sound like a crazy person, but it's either that or somehow I'm possessed by dead people. And my thigh is hurting. So, and I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired. I don't understand the pain. And I'm old school like that, and I'm always going to be old school like that. And I've tried to tell these people that I'm always going to be old school like that, and that pain isn't love. I've tried to say, like, I've tried to do it everybody's way. I've tried to be like, okay, nobody's doing this to me. This is just all in my head. That's what Jeremy says. It's just all in my head, and that nobody's doing this to me, and nobody wants to hurt me, and nobody hates me, and but everybody's actions are speaking louder than their words. I know you hate louder. I know you hate Joyce Meyer. See, this is the inside of my body was just poked, and this means hate, because I was watching a video and there was a guy named Chris, and he rubbed his eyebrow and he said hate. So this means hate. I forgot what he said that he hated, but evidently every time my eyebrow is poked, I think hate because of Chris's video. And I liked him. So I have no idea what he hates, but every time I think that somebody hates me whenever my eyebrow is poked, because he went like this on his eyebrow and he said hate. I have no idea. I just know that I can't do this anymore. I had a nervous breakdown yesterday and bawled my eyes out, and I didn't react good to the pain that I was in. The back of my thigh hurts all the time, and it tells me that it hates me. And okay, for anybody who watches this video, if there is anybody that watches this video, how do I explain this? There's, I have a creative mind, and I've always had a creative mind. That's just how I was made. I can think of things that, and I can like make up stuff in my head. I used to make up stuff in my head all the time. Like I could just think of something in my head and I could just picture somebody doing something. It was like a movie scene in my head and I could just like make it up. And I was always like that. And I thought that I was made like that. Well, Jeremy evidently isn't like that. Evidently, Jeremy is more of a what you see. He doesn't have an open mind, and I've told him that like a bazillion times. And I'm like, you're not creative. You don't have a creative thinking like I do, and you don't have an active imagination like I do. I used to have an active imagination, and I still can do it sometimes, and it clashes. I try to tell him that, I think that somebody's doing this to me, and he's like, nobody's doing this to you. It's all in your head. And he's like, you're talking to yourself. And I'm like, I know that I am talking to somebody. I have no idea who it is that I'm talking to, but I'm talking to somebody. And I know that I don't always say the right thing. I'm not a perfect person, but whoever is doing this to me, nobody's perfect. And I feel like I'm being judged all the time, and that everybody has their opinions about me. And I didn't used to be this way. I used to be a good person, and I cared about people, and I loved people, and I would do anything for anybody that was good to me. And I would do stuff for people that weren't good to me, because that's just how I am sometimes whenever I get to be myself. And I just feel like everybody's telling me that I don't deserve, and that, how do I explain this? It's like there's poking inside my body. It's like my muscles are contracting or something. It's like my muscles are like twitching or something. And then whenever I say something, my muscles will twitch, and that's how I think that they're communicating with me. And Jeremy doesn't believe in that. And I'm like, well, it's because you're not going through it. I feel like I'm the only one in the whole world that is going through this, and I have no idea why. And that's the only way I know how to explain it. Because whenever I watch movies and TV shows and anything, whenever I watch, I listen to music, anything, anybody talking or singing or doing anything like that, that I will feel poking and muscle contracting or twitching inside my body. And I feel like it's telling me stuff. And I have listened to it. There have been nights or days or whatever that I have listened. I have just laid there. I have just laid in bed, and I have, for lack of a better word, listened to the inside of my body. And I listen to the outside of my body. And sometimes I don't want to, because it tells me bad things sometimes. But sometimes it has helped me. Sometimes it works and it makes me better. But a lot of the times it tells me bad things. So that's what I'm saying. if there's anybody that watches this video that has an open mind like I do and believes in this kind of stuff, that this kind of stuff can happen to somebody, then I need help because I can't take this anymore. Like, I can't. I've been feeling stuff on the inside of my body for 10 years. And this muscle twitching, and there's pain in my head. There will be literal pain in my head. And there's pain all over my body sometimes. Pain in my arm, pain in my leg, pain in both legs. Pain in my lower back where my spinal injury is. If I really have a spinal injury. Sometimes when I think about it, it still scares me. But I'm trying not to be scared because I know that fear isn't from God. That we have a mind of peace, a sound mind, and all that. And I don't believe that pain is love. That somebody isn't hurting me because they love me. And I've tried to figure out why I'm in pain. Like, am I feeling somebody's pain out there in the world? Am I feeling somebody's pain from the past? Am I feeling somebody's pain from the future? Am I feeling somebody's pain in the present? Like, I have an open mind to believe in stuff like that. And if that makes me naive, then I am. And I've always been a little naive. And whenever I was a little kid, I trusted everybody. I remember one time there was some people that knocked on our door in a house out in the country, and I let them in the house, and my mom was like, you shouldn't have let those people in the house. But I trusted them, and I believed that they were good people, and they didn't do anything bad to me. They were good people. I can't remember who they were, but back then people were good, and people didn't do stuff like this to me. And as people wonder why I want to go back in time so much and be in that time in my life, because people were good to me, and I had friends, and I had real friends, and I'm told that the real friends that I used to have hate me. And there's the pain in my leg. Whenever I said hate me, there was pain in my right leg, right here. What does it mean? Is there somebody that is in pain? What am I supposed to do? I want to help people. I do. Just like it said in the book, in Lisa Whittle's book, Put Your Warrior Boots On. She wanted to help people. I want to help people. I've always wanted to help people. I've always been that way in my whole life. But the way that my life has been for the last 10 years, it's made me a different person sometimes. And sometimes I don't want to be that person. But my flesh takes over, or a demon takes over, or something, and I get angry. And I don't want to be in pain anymore, and I don't want anybody to be in pain, because I care about people, and I don't want anybody to be in pain, because who likes pain? Like literal pain in your body. But I can't do anything about it. I have tried everything that I can possibly think of to not be in pain anymore. And I've tried to think, well, okay, there there has to be a reason for it. There has to be a reason that I'm in pain. Either I'm feeling somebody else's pain, or the pain is from the enemy, the devil, or a demon, or somebody that isn't a nice person, or something. Um, uh, like, there has to be a reason that I'm going through this. This can't be for just for the heck of it. And I've asked why I've been going through this so many times, and I still have no idea why I'm going through this, why I feel what I feel on the inside of my body. Well, I just know that I feel like I don't deserve anybody or anything. I don't deserve anybody's love. I don't deserve to have friends. I don't deserve, because the inside of my body tells me all the time. Because I remember whenever I was driving across Epworth, there's a road here in Evansville, Indiana. That is where I live. I am trusting at you people, and I probably shouldn't. But I live in Evansville, Indiana, and there is a road in Evansville, Indiana that is called Epworth. And as I was driving across it one day, I was listening to, it just happened to be that there was a New Kids on the Block song, and it was saying, I don't deserve. It's the song that's, I think it's Click Click or something like that, and it says, I don't deserve you. And as I was driving across Epworth, whenever they said, don't deserve, the bottom of my foot was poked. And so I'm thinking that I don't deserve. So every time, this is how my brain works. This is my creative thinking, or whatever it is, that whoever this is that's poking the inside of my body or whatever, I'm thinking that, I'm told that I don't deserve. And I'm told that I don't deserve my kids, that I don't deserve love, that I don't deserve friends, that. So every time the bottom of my left foot is poked, the left foot, what is it? The sole, whatever this is, the bottom, it was poked as I was driving across Epworth. And I haven't been able to forget that. So every time the bottom of my foot is poked, I think I don't deserve. And that's a whole nother whatchamajigget that I was going to talk about. But, and I'm like, do I really not deserve? And I know that we're supposed to say that, and we're supposed to, because I feel like that I don't deserve. I feel like that I don't deserve love, and I don't deserve to have friends, and now my body's telling me that it's going to kill me. That friends are going to kill me. And we all know what that is. I'm not saying it. The inside of my body is saying it. I'm told that somebody's going to kill me all the time. And I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of the death threats. I'm tired of the inside of my body telling me that it's going to kill me. because I'm thinking that they're literally going to kill me. I know that I'm probably already dead to everybody and that like somebody's like faked my death, like Michael Jackson supposedly has faked his death. And I know that because I pay attention. In Eminem's video, he was standing there and he said, "You're dead to me." I pay attention to the blinking of people's eyes. Sometimes whenever I'm watching a video or a TV show or a movie, and I can't always get like what they're saying all the time, but some of it does stick with me. And that was one of them that stuck with me, was that somebody through Eminem said, "You're dead to me." And I'm like, am I dead? Am I dead to everybody in the whole world? And that's why nobody talks to me? And Jeremy's my only friend? All I know is that I'm tired of the pain, and I'm tired of the death threats, and I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I have never been tired of living, and if this is living, then I feel like I'm just getting by. I feel like, because I don't go out and do anything anymore because I gave up. I'm not gonna lie. I gave up. And I've been depressed, and because I think everybody hates me, and the pain, and I feel like I can't do anything right anymore, ever. I feel like I'm a worthless human being who can't do anything right and that everybody hates, and I'm dead to everybody, and there's just so many not nice things that people have said, or that whoever's controlling the inside of my body has said. There have also been good things that the inside of my body has said. But this is a thought I had. I had a thought, and I hadn't thought about this until I was told that both angels and demons are inside my body. I didn't know that it was possible, because I was taught to believe that if there is, how do I put this? That angels and demons and God, if God, see, there's the pain. God. Somebody is telling me that God is hurting me, and I don't know which God they're talking about. Like, I'm not saying that God knows I love him, but I don't always do the right thing, but I love him. That God is hurting me, and I don't know which God they're talking about. I don't know if it's God as in the Michael Jackson that from the American Music Awards, and I regret doing that. I regret it, because now, like, it's confusing. Because I thought that Michael Jackson believed in God. And it made me want to believe in God again, because Michael Jackson believed in God. Because back in 2010, I gave up on God. It was either 2010 or 2011, I forgot. But I gave up on God. And then whenever I was watching Michael Jackson videos, and I was like, well, Michael Jackson believes in God. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, if he can believe in God, then I can believe in God again. And now I'm being told that God wants to physically hurt me. So I have no idea if it's God because I thought that Michael Jackson was standing like that because he believed in God and he was trying to point everybody towards God. And, or God as in, uh, God, but that's God. Or God as in Tim Heisey, who signed my senior book, God. I hadn't thought about that in a while. And Tim Heisey was always good to me in grade school and in high school. We weren't like best friends or anything, but he was a good person. So I have no idea which God they're talking about, or if they're talking about God. Mark Wahlberg was standing in the Wahlburgers as God, like Jesus on the cross. If they're talking about Mark Wahlberg, if they're talking about Michael Jackson, if they're talking about Tim Heisey, if they're talking about God, the God that made the heaven and the earth. I have no idea which God they are talking about. But I know for a fact that God wouldn't physically hurt somebody. The God that made the heavens and the earth and everything that we live on wouldn't physically hurt somebody. Angels don't want to hurt people, and God doesn't want to hurt people. But the inside of my body tells me that they do. And they tell me all the time that angels want to physically hurt me and that God wants to physically hurt me. And I have been hurt for 8 years. And I can't take it anymore. I can't do it. And I can't do it. So if I'm in pain because I believe in God and I'm suffering because I believe in God and there's somebody out there that hates God and they're trying to convince me that God wants to physically hurt me and that the angels want to physically hurt me, well, I get it, because I know that there are people out there that hate Christians. They hate people who believe in God. I believe in that. And Jeremy doesn't. And I know that there are people out there that believe in this stuff too. If that makes me paranoid, then I'm paranoid. But, what about what about the movies that talk about it? That talk about people who hate Christians and they want to kill Christians because they want to get rid of all the Christians in the world because they hate Christians. They hate people who believe in God. That's how I feel. I feel like that sometimes. I feel like I'm suffering because I believe in God. And I've thought about it, and I thought, is there anybody that's going to rescue me? Am I worth rescuing? Do I deserve to be rescued from anything? From something bad happening to me? Sometimes I feel like I don't. Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve to be rescued. Sometimes I feel like I deserve just to suffer. And I feel like that's what everybody in the whole world wants, is for me to suffer. Well, I have. I have suffered and suffered and suffered and suffered and suffered and suffered. I've been in so much pain. I've mentally suffered. I have physically suffered. And I don't want to know if there's any other kind of suffering. I don't want to know, because I don't think I'd be able to handle it. So that's it for this video for now. I'll make another one. Oh. If anybody watches this video, thank you for watching.